I know this log is in Japanese, but that's the post I can find. So, what everyone, Lambo Strikes once again, and now I'm going to review on the final thing of the Lilo & Stitch franchise. I think it's the last one, I don't know. For now, I'm just saying. Now I'm going to review on Stitch. I should call it Stitch Anime's title as a review, but I'll think about it. So the plot is to take place years after Lilo and Stitch left off, and basically Stitch and Jumper and Plinky has to go again, because seriously, Leo's all grown up, he doesn't want Stitch anymore, and basically, there's a chase scene, and then Stitch crashed landed to Japan or something like that. I haven't seen the show for quite some time, so that you have to know. And basically, there's a new girl called Yuna, and then basically, it's basically Leo's replacement, which is Yuna, and basically she lives with her grandma, and her mom died when she was very young, and her dad is alive. I think her dad's alive, but it was some kind of submarine thing, ship thing, I guess. As I can remember. And basically, Stitch living with Yuna, and then basically have the good decounter, and if you reach up to 20 or 25, if I can remember, it can grant a wish for ultimate power, and that's basically what the plot is. Now, guys, when this show first came out, it was panned by fans of the Lilo & Stitch movies. It was hated by Lilo & Stitch fans. People, of course, say this show is an absolute insult to the Lilo & Stitch franchise. People saying it's terrible. People saying it's an insult to the original show. It has nothing to do with the original series, and it ruined my childhood. Yada yada yada. Yep, this show has been very controversial. This is literally the controversial of Teen Titans Go of Cartoon Network. It's pretty much like that. But honestly, as my opinion, this show is not that bad. I know. Calm down, guys. Put the pits and torches down, guys. Thank you. Look, this show ain't bad. I will say this show is 1,000 times better than Teen Titans Go. This is Teen Titans Go done right. Like at least this show catches the spirit of the original show. Why is that? Let me explain. So the story is simple. It has a simple story. We've heard this story before ever since the first movie when Stitch crash landed. And John and Blinky once again they're great. And Hamsterville's back, and seriously, how the hell did Hamsterville escape from prison? Because he was in jail in Lilo and Stitch. That makes no sense. That's no question unknown. And Gantu is great in this show, and so is Ruben. I gotta admit, I think the funniest scene from Gantu, he is watching this TV show he really loves. It's called The Young and Stupid. No joke. The show he watches is called The Young and Stupid. It's supposed to be like some kind of romance show, which, if you've seen the show, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I gotta admit, it was pretty hilarious. It's pretty much Gantu watching, I don't know, some anime or something like that, or some drama or something like that. I don't know, something like that. But in that episode, he misses that show, and Ruben gives him the complete season on DVD, that's very nice of Ruben. And another, let's look at the characters. Stitch is great. I forgot this character's name down the bottom. What's his name? I forgot the character's name. If you know the name, comment, let me know. And then we have Yuna. Now, I know people saying, Yuna's so annoying. She's not as good as Leo. I want Leo back. I'm admit, Yuna is good, but not as good as Leo. I mean, I will admit, I'll expect you to be the Jar Jar Banks of the Lilo & Stitch franchise, but surprised he's not the Jar Jar Banks. But I know who is the true Jar Jar Banks of the Lilo & Stitch franchise. We'll get to them later. And we have Leah's grandma, which, honestly, Yuna's grandma is a very likable character. I really, really liked her. And then we have Yuna's friends, which they're pretty good. She does karate. She's in the karate class. And they're good. And there's some episodes I enjoyed, like I think the Yuna's birthday episode was pretty good, and this party thing, it posted some tradition of something, I think I remembered. That was pretty good. And the final episode of season 1 was pretty epic. But in season 2, I thought season 2 was better than the first season. I have to say, season 2 of Stitch, of this show, is even better than the first season. It's basically like a build up. I don't think I've seen every episode of the show. I think I've seen all the episodes of season 1 and season 2. Season 3, I've seen a couple. But those are ones I do remember. And now, let's get into the 3 worst characters of the show. Penny is so annoying. That's why she's basically the new version of Myrtle from Lee and Stitch. But she is so annoying. And her brother, Kenny, is so freaking annoying that I want to get Kylo Ren's lightsaber and stab Kenny in the chest. No, not Kenny from South Park, Kenny from this show. I gotta admit, Kenny from South Park is 1,000 times better than this Kenny. And now, the true Jar Jar Banks of this show. Honestly, the true Jar Jar Banks of this show has to be Jessica. My God. Fuck Jessica in the ass. The new character in season 3, but I wouldn't say it. She is literally the Jar Jar Banks of the Lee and Stitch franchise. She's so annoying and so stupid and so spoiled, and that honestly, every time I see her on the screen, I was like, this is every time I see Jessica on the screen in Stitch season 3.
You need to shut the fuck up.
Yep, that's my message to her. If you're interested in what she looks like, this is what she looks like. Honestly, she's one of the worst characters of the Lee and Stitch franchise. And here is the wiki page of Jessica, if you're interested. So yeah, that's my worst character of the show. Yeah, my second worst is being Penny, and third being Kenny. Honestly, they're the 3 worst characters of the Lee and Stitch franchise. But under that, this show is sadly not as good as the Lee and Stitch the series. But wait, there's more! The experience will come back in the show. Then we have Angel, if you remember Angel, who Stitch's love interest. Honestly, Angel is a great character. I really like her in Lee and Stitch the series, which I forgot to mention in my sorry guys, I'm stuttering. I forgot to mention Angel in my Lee and Stitch the series review, but on that, she's an awesome character. I love that song, if you know what I'm talking about. And she's voiced by Tara Strong, who voiced Raven from Teen Titans. That's what I would say. That's the coolest part. She's the voice of Raven from Teen Titans. So it's pretty much Raven from Teen Titans playing Angel. And I'm gonna say she's a great character. Like I was saying, guys. As the negatives, well, it's not as good as the original show. I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10 because this show is definitely not as good as Lee and Stitch the series. People are saying, Lee and Stitch the series is way better. But Leo did make an appearance in this show before the final episode ends. Before the series finale. I think the show ended. Yeah, Leo made an episode appearance in this show. It was a pretty cool episode. Other than that, this show is not as good as Leo and Stitch the series. I remember as a kid, I was confused. Where the hell is Leo? Why is she not in this series? Who is Yuna? Who is that girl? What is going on? Yada yada. That was me when as a kid, I first watched this show. Because honestly, I will admit, this is Teen Titans Go done right. This is what Teen Titans Go should have been. At least it captured the spirit or made the original show great. But this show is not as good as the original show. But I would say this is Teen Titans Go done right. I will admit this. At least this show didn't have stupid comedy. It at least captured the spirit of the original show. But on that, this show is not as good as the original Lee and Stitch the series. But on that, oh, this is gonna be a tough range. I give it like a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. It's not as good as it's supposed to say brilliant rating, but honestly, it's not as good as the Lee and Stitch franchise. It's definitely worth a watch. Well, guys, I've reviewed a lot for today. Wow, I've done a lot of reviews today. Reason why? I'm off college. Thank God for that. Thank you guys for watching, and I don't know when my next video will be. Don't know yet. I'll have to decide about it. But on that, thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.